Good afternoon and welcome to Borough Hall. I would like to open up. My name is Abe Friedman. I serve as the director for the Borough President. Today we are excited to announce our monthly Heroes of the Month for Brooklynites for going above and beyond in helping our community. And you're going to hear from the Borough President the exceptional work that they did in January and February to name them our Heroes of the Month. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you the Borough President, Eric Adams.
Thank you, Abe. Thanks so much, and I want to really thank Abe for initiating this concept of acknowledging Heroes of the Month. Oftentimes we hear about some of the horrific negative actions that Brooklynites may do, which those actions are really the numerical minority. The overwhelming number of Brooklynites carry out their lives in helping others. And our two or three acknowledgments today really personifies the spirit of Heroes of the Month. And we are really looking forward to acknowledging them. The three awardees for the one for January is Dr. Robert Gore, and the one for February, actually two, is Jennifer Williams and my good friend Sean Casey, who has been doing some great things for many years. We want to first honor our doctor, and I want to thank his family, friends, and those from the hospital staff who are here. Dr. Gore is a native Brooklynite, and he knows from his experience of what takes place in the emergency room. One day in the emergency room, particularly in a trauma center like Kings County, gives you a whole new respect for medicine when you see the volume of patients that come in for emergency care. And unfortunately, far too many of them come in from acts of violence and gun violence. And Dr. Gore knows that also well. He has dedicated himself to offering teenagers an alternative to violence. More than 100 teenagers from Brooklyn are enrolled in the Kings County Against Violence Initiative, acronym KAVI, a mentoring program with workshops on conflict resolution, peer meditation, critical thinking, and fitness. KAVI already has successful programs at the high school for international arts and business, and the high school for public service with staff members who once themselves were affiliated with gangs and know the risk of violence. This is an excellent program of what Dr. Gore has initiated, where not only treating people for illnesses, but also how do we prevent them, particularly those dealing with violence. This program provides an opportunity to participate in wholesome activities and avoid the gangs or other antisocial behaviors that inevitably result in violence. The examples of Dr. Gore should inspire all of us to act with similar compassion to protect individuals who are in need. On behalf of the people of Brooklyn, I want to really thank Dr. Gore. Make sure we get the right one for you. This one here. For what he has done. And he's gone beyond the call of duty. Being a doctor in the emergency room is a very challenging task, and it really has a high deal of demand on your life. So to go beyond that and ensure that you save the lives of young people is really commendable, that he is using his medical profession not only to heal individuals from physical ailments, but how do we heal the character of those who are in need. So whereas on behalf of all Brooklynites, I salute Dr. Robert Gore, a medical professional who is employed at the emergency department of Kings County Hospital, who's dedicated to ending gang violence in Brooklyn. I applaud the exemplary leadership he has shown over the years with the Kings Against Violence Initiative, a violence prevention mentoring program that encourages young people to stop their relationships and retaliatory actions and violence in the community. I commend Dr. Robert Gore for utilizing his medical counseling skills to help young people in Brooklyn to lead healthy and successful lives, and I thank him for all that he has done to touch and improve the lives of many in the borough of Brooklyn. Now, therefore, I, Eric Adams, President of the Borough of Brooklyn, sign my hand and signature and give this proclamation to Dr. Robert Gore, taking the action to heal the physical wounds and taking the action to prevent the emotional wounds of our young people. Thank you, Dr. Gore.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why don't you call some of your staff and say a few words?
All right. We actually have, I think, one of our staff members. Actually, before I even bring one of our staff members, we have Ms. Lizzie Dewan, who's one of our Director of Community Programs. My parents are also here. I guess they got to come up, too.
Come on up. It's a team effort.
I'd like to thank, or we'd like to thank the Borough President's Office, President Adams, Mr. Friedman. Matter of fact, President Adams and I had major talks about violence intervention long before KAVI itself was a concept program. I'd like to thank all the honorees because I feel like everyone tries to inspire each other. Even though it's my first time meeting them here today, I want to listen and hear more about their work. But we like to start and think about the work that we're doing more from the point of improving vitality. I don't like to talk about violence intervention, just focusing on intervention and prevention, but really thinking about the long-term outcome. The outcome that we hope to achieve is to improve vitality and increase opportunities within our communities. So looking at violence intervention as part of the segue to do that is what we've been charged with. I accept this award on behalf of, it's not just my award, I accept this on behalf of my staff and my extended team, for which none of this would be possible. I get a lot of the credit. They do a lot of the work, but it's really a concerted effort. I'd like to thank Kings County Hospital, the Borough President's Office, our family, our friends, and our supporters. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, this is say, Mom, say, now, who's the little guy here? Huh? Who's? Bring him up. Bring your son up. Come on and join us. You know, and we really just cannot emphasize enough of what Dr. Gore and his team is doing, because those who are part of the emergency room, first responders to their care, they see firsthand. They are the modern weathermen and women who see the inclement weather of violence. And for him to use that, instead of saying, you know, there's nothing we can do and throw our hands up, Dr. Gore and his team are becoming preventive. You know, we talk about preventive medicine, that people should jog, they should eat healthy, they should do things that has a healthy lifestyle. That's great for your physical being, but what he's doing is he's ensuring the nourishment of our spiritual and emotional being, and this is the type of wellness that I believe all of our hospitals can duplicate. This is cutting edge reactions to, you know, the violence that seems to be pervasive, and we thank you for that again, Dr. Gore, for what you're doing. Our next honoree, I was on a plane flying out of the country, and I read this story from Jennifer and what she did, and it's just really touched my heart as a dog lover. You know, she just really touched so many Brooklynites by the story that unfolded while she was out walking her dog. She noticed something chained to a tree. Her dog ran over in the area, and she noticed that there was another dog that was there, undernourished, seemed to be, you know, going through some form of physical ailment. And she responded by picking the dog up and covering the dog in her coat. And while doing so, she realized that the dog paws were bleeding because the dog paws appeared to have been frozen to the ground, so no telling how long the dog was there. And it was during one of the coldest days of the year. And she reached out to Sean Casey. Sean has been participating in animal rescue for so long, and he took the dog in his care and provided care for the animal. So when you talk about families, families is not only the human aspect of a family, it is the extended aspect of our dogs, our cats, our fish, our birds. That is part of our entire development of our full personhood and our full existence of a family. Our pets mean so much to us, and if we are not benevolent in how we take care of them, it's a reflection of who we are as Brooklynites and as Americans and as human beings. And Jennifer personified that by rescuing this helpless animal, and we can't thank her enough. All of us dog lovers, Jennifer, we're just applauding you over and over again. You know, it was amazing what you did. So we want to give you this proclamation. You and Sean. Let me give Sean's also. Sean has been doing this for so many years, you know, and we thank him for that. So first to Jennifer, on behalf of all Brooklynites, I salute Jennifer Williams, an animal lover, like the Borough President, who helped to rescue a malnourished dog in Prospect Park that was left chained to a tree with her paws frozen to the ground. I applaud Jennifer for alerting the Sean Casey Animal Rescue to help the abandoned dog receive care at the VERG Animal Hospital. I commend and thank her for all that she has done to touch and improve the lives of many, helping to move our communities forward as one Brooklyn and protecting the animals that are part of the Brooklyn family. Signed, Eric Adams, Borough President, Jennifer Williams. Say a few words.
What am I supposed to say? I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but I guess I do know what I want to say. Sean's done a great job of taking care of Bindi, and one thing that we haven't gotten out there in the public with all the coverage that we received because of her is that there has been a huge outreach to adopt Bindi or to foster her. And there's only one Bindi, but there are so many animals out there that are in need of homes as fosters or permanent homes. And all of these people that have opened their heart and their home for the possibility to get Bindi, we would love for them to go to their local shelter and adopt in Bindi's name, and then send that information to Sean so he can post that on his site. So it would be a really great thing to, you know, hopefully we can clear some of the shelters.
Love it. This is Mom and Dad?
Oh, no, that's Sean's mom
Sean's
and
mom and
dad.
dad?
I have friends here. They're all over there.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you should be proud of Sean. Sean is amazing, and that's our next proclamation. On behalf of all Brooklynites, I salute Sean Casey, an animal rescuer and director of the Sean Casey Animal Rescue, a nonprofit, no-kill shelter specializing in the rescue, rehabilitation, and placement of dogs, cats, reptiles, birds, and small mammals that have proudly served New York City's homeless animals since 1998 and have served thousands of animals. I applaud him for helping to rescue a malnourished dog in Prospect Park that was left chained to a tree with her paws frozen to the ground. I commend him for all that he has done throughout the years on protecting our animals in the city and in the borough of Brooklyn. I, therefore, Eric Adams, the Borough President of Brooklyn, give this proclamation to Sean Casey, who's done an amazing job. Yes. Come on, Mom, Dad. Get in this picture.
Thank you.
Of course, first of all, I want to thank the Borough President for this honor. It really means a lot to myself and the shelter as a whole. I also want to thank Jennifer for what she did. She's the real hero here. She found the dog, she scooped him up, got her home, and did what most people wouldn't have. You know, she reached out for help, and she didn't just ignore it and keep walking. So Jennifer really deserves the credit for this rescue. What we've done for Bindi is get her the follow-up care that she needs. Unfortunately, she was very sick. A lot of her issues had nothing to do with being left out in the cold. We feel that maybe that's why she was dumped in the first place. She spent almost a week in the hospital getting blood transfusions, IV fluids, all kinds of treatment. She's doing much, much better now. But she is still suffering from renal failure, so she's still got a ways to go before she's ready for adoption. We're currently fostering her at my home, and I just want to reiterate what Jennifer said. The response for Bindi has been overwhelming. People from all over the country asking to adopt this dog or foster her. That means that these thousands of people all have room in their hearts and their homes to take in an animal. Please consider going to your local shelter and adopting an animal in honor of Bindi. We would love to see the pictures. We'd love to hear the stories. And I think, you know, if every one of those people who requested her went somewhere and got a dog, that would be thousands of dogs that won't be euthanized in shelters this year. So thank you, and thank you again to Jennifer and the Borough President.
Thank you. Well said. Well said. This is your chance. Come on up, drive, get in the photo.